Hi, my name's Alex, and today I'm going to demonstrate FYLD's mobile application, and I'll focus on just some of the key features. FYLD is a digital platform that is revolutionizing the safety and efficiency across field teams in the utilities and similar industries. The application's simple data capture, automation, job logging, and collaboration features directly displace traditional paper-based or form systems, as well as the inefficiencies attributed to those systems. We believe that broad adoption of the FYLD solution across the field force will realize additional benefits through standard job performance management, increased job productivity, and eventual greater span of control for field force managers. Logging in to the FYLD application will bring up the jobs list. The jobs list narrows down to the jobs you're allocated to or the jobs that you created. It also allows the user to search through a whole archive of jobs captured on the FYLD platform. If we open up a job record, the first thing you'll see is the timeline. The timeline represents a chronological order of all the submissions against the job. At the bottom of the job timeline is a chat feature which allows the manager to send a chat to the team, and it's a great way for the manager and anyone participating in the job to take those micro interventions that keep the job on track. Next to the chat feature is our main call to action, and this is where the user can create new job submissions against the job record. One of the key features of FYLD is the ability to conduct the video-based risk assessment. So we can open up the risk assessment, select a risk assessment type that is custom to the organization, follow some instructions on how to record that risk assessment, and then I'm offered the opportunity to record a live risk assessment with the phone's camera, or to upload one which I may have recorded earlier. When I submit my risk assessment, this will then get compressed and uploaded to our servers, where we have something called an inference engine, which will then process that video. And this is where the automation comes in, where we're taking this unstructured data in the format of a video and structuring it through a machine learned function. That machine learned function transcribes the video and then processes the hazards and controls through two learned functions. These learned functions label the hazards and controls for that risk assessment. So while that video is being analyzed, we can go to one that I uploaded earlier, and you'll see here that we play back the hazard and control labels that the machine has identified. This is a very important step for the FYLD operative to validate and provide feedback for our engine to make better predictions by editing the hazards and controls. Once the assessment's verified, that is then available to everyone else on the job to review. The other key feature that I want to show you is recording of evidence. So again, here we can categorize evidence specific to the organization, and this allows the FYLD operative to capture progress on the job or capture key elements of the asset intervention on the job. So in this case, we'll upload an image I took earlier of a pressure test. Which is important to complete when intervening on these gas network assets. We have a few other logs that can get recorded against a job. One of them is a note. A note's quite useful for example, assigning a task or keeping track of a particular hazard or control through issuing a minor control, or actually through logging other permits, for example, a council permit. Site visits, keep a log of managers' site visits to the site. And then job blocker is another key feature which I want to show you. And this is really just keeping a log of all the inefficiencies that are typically encountered by a job. So here we have standard job blocker types, which again are customizable by each organization. And we can create that job blocker alert for all participants on the job to be aware of. Another key element is capturing the output of any job. So here we have a very simple way of capturing the output of this repair job. So I've done 2 service repairs and a pressure test. And this output allows us to compare similar jobs and differentiate between high performing jobs and those that need performance improvement. And then finally, a very useful feature for the manager is the ability to create a permit from the information already captured on the job record. And here we have different permit types, which again are customizable for each organization. And as you can see, it'll inherit all the hazards and controls and the details from the job record. All we need to do is assign a competent person, as well as the authorizing engineer. We may want to add in an additional team member if we're looking for a remote expert to provide input into the permit or the authorized procedure, and we need to set an expiry for that permit. And then finally issue that permit as an authorized person, and that permit is now recorded against the job record and visible to anyone who is working on the job. And then finally, I just want to show you the job overview. And the job overview is a very convenient place for a manager to get an overview of all the submissions on the job, what the status of that job is, what are the hazards and controls, and essentially the risk profile for that job as identified from all the risk assessments that have been submitted, the progress of the job through the key elements or stages of the job that have been evidenced, the work completed and essentially the output for that job, and then finally any historical activity that's occurred on that job, such as the job blocker. Thank you for your time today. If you have any questions, please don't hesitate to get in touch with the field team.